Mission statement. What is our business? Who is our customer? What do consumers value? What should our business be? Successful companies continuously raise these questions and answer them carefully and thoroughly. Australian Red Cross name. Starting from a British Red Cross branch, throughout its evolution, it became independent by December 31st, 1940, and the organization has maintained its official name, the Australian Red Cross Society, marking a significant development in Australia's national identity and humanitarian work. Australian Red Cross logo. The Red Cross emblem is a universal symbol of protection during any armed conflict that began at the beginning of World War I. In times of war, a red cross on a white background means do not shoot. It is also legally restricted and not considered a logo or trademark by international humanitarian law, and its implementation is in Australian law. Australian Red Cross positioning objectives. The Australian Red Cross positions itself based on 7 guiding principles: humanity, impartiality, neutrality, independence, voluntary service, unity, and universality. The principles guide every action of the Australian Red Cross, which helps deliver aid without discrimination while preserving neutrality and independence. This framework builds a worldwide network for coordinated humanitarian activities that treats all national societies as equals. What does the Australian Red Cross convey to members of the public? The Australian Red Cross is unwavering in assisting individuals during their most trying times. In addition, it extends to managing blood donation programs and strategically placing donation centers in high foot traffic zones to have a presence while promoting and encouraging more donors. The organization aims to strengthen public trust and inspire participation, creating a stronger and more compassionate Australia. The Australian Red Cross mission statement. Is the ethos reinforced by the mission statement? Mission statements serve as a guiding principle, clarifying the organization's purpose, values, and aspirations for its impact on the world. Australian Red Cross's mission statement is to prevent and alleviate human suffering wherever it is found by mobilizing the power of humanity. The mission statement emphasizes the culture by the following breakdown: human suffering and mobilizing the power of humanity. This highlights the well-being of human life and dignity. The Australian Red Cross operates without boundaries wherever it is found, related to race, nationality, religious beliefs, class, or political views. Mobilizing the power of humanity signifies the fundamental requirements for volunteer participation and community backing within the core values of the Australian Red Cross ethos. Motivate, attract, and analyze risk factors for potential volunteers engaging in the Australian Red Cross. Value-based marketing can create motivated potential volunteers drawn by the Red Cross's core humanitarian aid and disaster relief mission, promoting social connections and belonging with people seeking a purpose who share the same values and are part of a community and recruit more volunteers to a meaningful cause. Psychological choices include 4 main factors. 1. Motivation, Maslow's hierarchy. 2. Perception. 3. Learning. 4. Beliefs and attitudes. Beliefs and attitudes by volunteering offer a profound sense of purpose, contributing to something larger than oneself. The Australian Red Cross demonstrates the impact of volunteer work through powerful stories and statistics to strengthen motivation. However, risk factors exist. Potential volunteers weigh the time commitment, as the Australian Red Cross can consider flexibility and ability with cost-benefit analysis against volunteer schedules. Emotional strain and psychological costs from witnessing vulnerable populations' hardship can be emotionally demanding, which is a concern. The Australian Red Cross can provide support, adequate training, and resources for mental management. Safety distress, such as risk management, particularly in disaster relief, also plays a role with volunteers, as they may have concerns about their safety. Risks include on-site natural disasters, such as tsunami relief, where the volunteers
Selfie
risk
time.
facing aftershock tsunamis. Potential volunteers may be discouraged by their perception of organizational bureaucracy and inefficiency because they desire a smooth and efficient volunteer experience. The Australian Red Cross needs to implement effective volunteer management through communication, well-designed procedures, and transparency to prevent discouragement from participation, while complementing this with adequate recognition for volunteer efforts. If the Australian Red Cross fails to value appreciation for its volunteers, it risks causing a reduction in motivation among them. 2 key attributes conveying value for the Australian Red Cross: trust and credibility. The Australian Red Cross is trusted and recognized for its reliability and transparency in delivering humanitarian action assistance, emergency services, and disaster relief. Study of the perception of trust found that 62% said they feel safe and have hopefulness when they see Red Cross emblems. The Australian Red Cross collaborates with governments and other humanitarian organizations, such as the International Red Cross Red Crescent Movement, which has millions of volunteers and members in 191 countries working towards helping vulnerable communities achieve their shared goals. The Australian Red Cross works to elevate the voices of its beneficiaries while maintaining its operations according to core principles of trust building and credibility achieved through its actions and teamwork. Community impact and purpose. The Australian Red Cross is committed to significantly impacting the lives of vulnerable individuals and communities. The key strategic focus areas are 1. Emergency services and disasters, 2. Lifeblood, 3. Migration, 4. Community activities and programs, 5. International programs, 6. International humanitarian law. The Australian Red Cross believes in the power of people coming together to support each other. The volunteers are a community of compassionate individuals and organizations who dedicate their time to building a more caring world through generosity. Competitors in the perceptual map: World Vision Australia, the Salvation Army Australia, UNICEF Australia, and Uniting Care Australia. World Vision Australia has moderate to high trust and high community impact as it focuses on global child welfare and community development, building trust, but with variable local recognition compared to the Red Cross. The Salvation Army Australia is high in trust and has a high community impact. Due to the well-regarded extensive social services and crisis support, strong visibility and community involvement create considerable trust. UNICEF Australia has high trust and moderate community impact. They are esteemed for their work in children's rights and protection globally. They command high trust, but focus less on the impact on the local community than the Red Cross. Uniting Care Australia portrays moderate trust and high community impact. It considerably engages in community service and support work in Australia with a moderate trust level due to varying public awareness. Suggest 3 promotional strategies the Australian Red Cross should adopt to attract new and retain existing volunteers. Digital media-based recruitment campaigns and engaging storytelling. Strategic planning. The Australian Red Cross should recognize its active volunteers while creating impactful stories from their experiences. For example, producing informative digital marketing campaigns focusing on specific target audiences to increase awareness of volunteer opportunities. Implementation. Create a series featuring present volunteers, sharing their personal experiences and challenges with volunteers' stories about working as a team, photos, videos, and how their journey has positively impacted the world by highlighting the benefits of volunteering. The Australian Red Cross can target the audience through online presence and advertisements, such as social sharing and creative social media campaigns, which can filter specific groups such as students, professionals, or retirees based on market segmentation. Launch an enthusiastic campaign such as Hashtag Red Cross Stories across social media platforms to encourage others to share their experiences and showcase volunteers' diverse roles and experiences. Incentive-based volunteer programs with Australian Red Cross app for volunteers. Strategic planning, mobile development of a volunteer app to manage and recognize contributions and offer incentives to award volunteers. Implementation. The mobile app reward system should recognize volunteer commitment by awarding points for service hours, which ultimately leads to the opportunity for volunteers to trade for branded merchandise, exclusive training opportunities, and special events. Celebrate volunteer achievements by giving them featured spots on social media posts and newsletters while hosting annual award ceremonies, highlighting their efforts and improving their motivation. Set volunteer milestones, such as 50 and 100 hours, to reward volunteers with certificates, badges, or exclusive gathering invitations. Targeted outreach and recruitment events and sausage sizzle. Strategic plan. Host events that encourage community involvement and recruit new volunteers while showcasing the valuable work of the Australian Red Cross and giving them a free sausage sizzle. Implementation. Create volunteer fairs and open houses or host community workshops that allow prospective volunteers to meet active members and discover different volunteer opportunities through hands-on experiences. Invest and provide an irresistible smell of a free BBQ sausage sizzle and offer them to prospects while a volunteer explains the Australian Red Cross and its purpose. Collaborating with local businesses such as Bunnings Warehouse and schools alongside community organizations helps promote events, allowing them to connect with broader audiences and increase volunteer engagement. Develop family-friendly activities while holding volunteer days for various community groups to transform volunteering into enjoyable experiences and boost volunteer recruitment numbers. What trends should the Australian Red Cross consider in its sector for the next 18 months? Will its sector be able to address these new trends sustainably? Increased focus on mental health and well-being. Trend, understanding mental health's critical role is expanding within post-disaster recovery efforts and crisis management settings. More than ever, people in the community seek mental health support services and resources. Sustainability. By providing mental health support services within its disaster relief and community programs, the Australian Red Cross can offer sustainability and manage this growing need. Collaborating with mental health organizations and training volunteers in mental health first aid will extend current capacities to meet rising mental health support needs. Technology and digital engagement. Trend, technology requires human intervention to function correctly. Successful technology implementation requires both end users who would operate it and organizational members who need to support its adoption. Sustainability. Implement technology across 6 core systems that enable complete foundational digital transformation, which encompasses finance, CRM, marketing automation, core HRIS, an enterprise risk platform, and an enterprise data platform, along with creative marketing and engagement capabilities that will most likely grow and adapt further. Environmental sustainability and climate change adaptation. Trend. Climate change intensifies its effects, creating pressure on communities facing higher disaster risks. Southeast Asia faces more severe floods and global temperatures rise more intensely. Organizations face growing demands to create sustainable procedures and improve their ability to withstand climate change impact. Sustainability. The Red Cross can develop lasting operations by applying green logistics systems, minimizing waste, and enhancing resource management throughout its disaster response activities. Organizations can achieve sustainability leadership through disaster preparedness programs to help communities adjust to environmental changes.